The light's bothering you?
You can leave.
I'm sorry?
You can leave.
Who are you?
Dr. Hames, you can leave.
Dr. Hames? Yeah, I was about to leave, but
I'm leaving right now.
Who are you?
You can be in here. You cannot be in there.
Well, I can, sir.
You cannot be back there. That's a HIPAA violation.
Well, HIPAA's for employees, sir. That's
No,
has
it's
to do
not
with
for
private
employees.
information.
Come in here.
I'm not going anywhere unless I'm trespassed, because I have just as much right to be here as anybody else. But if they trespass me, I'll leave.
You have your ID on?
I do, and I'm not giving that to you.
See, that's a problem.
Please turn it off.
Can you get somebody that can help me, please?
You cannot record me.
Can you get somebody that can help me, that feels comfortable with being recorded?
Turn it off and you can sign in your name and put in your address.
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are.
What am I being detained for?
Trespass.
Well, I'm leaving. I have an opportunity to leave.
No.
Yeah, that is how it works. It is how it works.
Okay, so right now you are being detained.
There are times when a camera is all it takes to expose the truth, and today was one of those moments. A citizen walked into a government office asking for simple things, public records, and respect. However, he was met with suspicion, avoidance, and eventually orders to leave, with the threat of arrest. Is filming in public really a reason to remove people from where they have a right to be? And if you were ever in this situation, what would you do? Watch and find out in today's video. This situation took place at a health and wellness center in Apopka, Florida. A citizen named Zach brought his camera to a public building to do something perfectly legal, film in a public facility, and test whether the employees understood or respected the public's basic rights. But as always, the answer seems to be no. Staff members freely talk about patient information in public areas, but claim that due to HIPAA concerns, recording isn't allowed.
A card or anything that...
If I had a constitution in my pocket, I'd hand you that. That's pretty much all I have. Because if you think about it, independent journalists, you can just go to Staples and anyone can get one of those. Doesn't really.
Think that you're allowed to do that?
You are. I'm not going to give you a hard time about it, but
In a city building, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's city. It's
Yeah,
you're violating
recording
HIPAA.
patients like
yeah. So it's about I know about HIPAA. So HIPAA's like out there. So I'm not here to get private information and.
When you're recording, there's charts.
Yeah, there's
and
charts
people's
and
names
everything.
stuff.
Like, and I have a patient standing right talking on the phone in regards to his medical stuff, and you're recording it. So that's.
Hey, can we
Well,
ask you to erase that?
HIPAA is for employees. It's about protect you guys. The onus is on you to protect that information. So I would hope you guys don't have anything. So that's why I'm just making sure you guys don't have anything sitting out that.
I'm gonna have to call the city because I still don't believe. I mean, they should have called and let me know that you were coming over here to be doing something. Because technically, this is owned by the city, and technically, I don't believe unless they told me you were coming that you can like just roam freely.
Well,
to our
if
clinic.
this what he just said is exactly the way it would work, but when it's a government building or aka public building, it's different because we don't have to get permission per se because it's already a right. It's called freedom of press. It's a thing for journalists. Anyone can be journalists. Like you can be a journalist when you're not working. As long as you're staying in public. Can see it's just one of those things that because I can come back here with a notepad and just whatever I see with my eyes I can write it down or if I have a photographic memory I can just what I mean. But you guys got to put it away pretty well. So
The light's bothering you?
You can leave.
I'm sorry.
You can leave.
Who are you?
Dr. Hames, you can leave.
Dr. Hames.
I'm leaving right now.
Who are you?
Well, actually,
You can leave.
right now.
I'm going to leave, but I'm not going to leave with you telling me to
Have
leave.
anything available? I was just wondering, can you reach out to him?
The deputy come out here.
Go ahead. They already did that at the city hall. So hopefully you guys have your private information put away where no one can get it from public.
You can leave. No, you're not going to stay.
I'm going to stay.
Not at all.
Well, what's going to happen?
Deputies are going to come out here and remove you.
Okay, I'll talk to them. We'll let them handle then. We'll see what they say. I actually would have.
We're just asking you to.
I actually would have been out of here. I would have been out of here if he wouldn't have.
So stops here. I don't think you're allowed past that when it's the
Yeah,
clinic.
That's the right answer.
You get an officer, we're going to get him out of here.
Say restricted area or employee personnel only? No. That's a failure on your part, not mine.
Yeah, but we're trying to talk about my medical.
Appointment and you're
I'm not paying
recording-
attention to what's going on
Well,
over
but you're
here.
recording.
We're going to trespass him out of here right now.
Problem. There's plenty of what do you call this? Exam rooms to my left. Just go back into a room and anyway in the public.
I'm not even going to discuss it with you.
That's
You're
not
leaving.
a good idea.
Hi. So I have a situation at the clinic, and
The only reason why I'm still here is because you're here doing this.
Engine 5 dispatch, engine 5 quarters.
I tell you what, if you can find a restricted area sign, as this is a restricted area, I'll
you're
leave.
leaving. You're leaving now.
And we'll see about that. I think you're going to get an education like they did at the city hall just a few moments ago, but you got educated the hard way. So if you want to get educated the easy way, you can just look it up on your phone, Google. This is a constitutionally protected activity. You guys did not identify this area as restricted. Public that we pay for with our tax dollars. Let's see what else. You're invading my personal space, so if there is someone violating something, you are the one, sir, that's...
You know, you could step over that way and he wouldn't be in
Well,
your
he
personal space
came over to me. In all due respect,
Right.
I was having a cordial conversation with you. I mean, if he sees me as a threat, why would he be standing here inches away from my face? He would probably be hiding in a room somewhere. You got plenty of rooms over here in the hallway.
You look scared, do you?
No, that's why I think it's just a excuse to try to get me out of here. So I'm going to hang up that phone.
You can leave.
I can stay, sir.
We'll see.
You can leave. Do you get a salary from our taxes or by taxes, sir? So my taxes pay your salary? Where you actually have expectation of privacy, but you don't have it in public. And I'm not going to go back there. I'll stand right here. You don't need to stand that close to me, but I'm not going to move. Sir, come on. You were being reasonable when I first talked to you. He's the way around, right? I was on my way out. I was telling you, I was on my way out, right? Until this guy came and asserted himself. Now, you're not too old for an education.
Honestly, I don't even know what to say about this one. The office is completely open, no locked doors, no restricted signs, which means the public has every right to access it. And yet, staff immediately misquote HIPAA, and Dr. Haynes suddenly becomes some kind of personal bodyguard, tailing this citizen just because he believes filming isn't allowed. It's a shame. A shame that people working for the public have no idea what citizens' rights actually are. Anyway, that female staffer went inside to call the police. Let's see how law enforcement handles the situation.
Huh? Yeah, you can't be in here, man.
I'm sorry, who are you?
You can't be in here. This
Who-
is not a public building. This is for employees only. So
It is a public building, sir.
it's not. You can't be past this door.
Is there a sign or anything on the door? Can
I'm
you
telling you this.
Who are you? I don't know who you are,
It
sir.
doesn't matter who I am. I'm telling you how it is. So-
Okay, we'll let them handle it then.
Okay.
All right. I do appreciate you trying to do what you think is right, though, but it's...
Because clearly you're not.
How you doing, boss?
I was doing fine. I was actually on my way out, and this door was wide open, as you see here. There's no signs that say I can't come back here. It's a public building. He came up to me. I was here first, and he came up to my face, and he's like, you need to leave. And I was explaining to him that this is public. I can take pictures. It's public,
That's
though.
a HIPAA violation.
Well, HIPAA's
You
for
can
the...
be in here all you want.
Yeah, I know that, but HIPAA's for employees, and they have
No,
they
HIPAA's
have
not.
doors.
Everybody has
I understand,
HIPAA
sir.
violation.
They can go into.
No, in here, they do their testing everywhere in here. If you look in the hallway, there's test charts. And
Yeah, I
stuff.
understand
so
that.
You can't be past that door.
Well, this door was. Do you see any signs that maybe I missed here? There's no signs that say you can't go back here. It has to be
Well,
identified as a restricted area.
Office, not all of them are going to have doors saying you can't come back here.
Well, they would be locked, or there would be a key card access or something.
All right, but
This
you
door
do
is just.
understand now, so come in here.
Well, I can, sir.
You cannot be back there. That's a HIPAA violation.
Well, HIPAA's for employees, sir. That's
No,
has
it's
to do
not
with
for
private
employees.
information.
Come in here.
Here, just so you know.
I'm trying to tell you right now. You can come in here all you want.
Well,
you cannot go past that
I understand.
door.
Respectfully, I'm trying to be respectful.
Well,
and
if
what's
you're
your? I'm sorry.
respecting me, then come in here
Well,
like I told you.
And one more thing. Who are you? What's your name and badge number?
What's that?
What's your name and badge number, sir? Cummings 1677.
Yes.
Okay, my name's Zach. So yeah, I was just down at the city hall a little bit ago. You know, there's no signage here, as you can see, right? We've established that.
Yeah, but
This-
now you know. Now you know that you cannot be back there. I told you can't be back.
If you give me a threat of arrest, I will leave this area.
Why would I threaten you with arrest? I'm asking you to come in here.
My point is, I don't want to leave unless I'm under.
Oh, well, I ain't playing games with you.
I don't want to play games either.
You're playing games. You're playing stupid
What-
games. Come out of there because that's private area.
Or we can do this. They made a.
We'll put a sign on the door right now that says restricted area.
Okay, that's good. But if you
Got
could.
one?
We trespass him.
You can't trespass them from here. It's a city building. In here.
Okay.
recording while I had a
Right.
patient stand up here. That's violating
Right.
HIPAA.
Well, no,
I told
you
him
don't,
that.
you can't be giving information. This is public. So if I was sitting out in the lobby, I can still get that information, whether or not I'm recording.
But you're recording back here.
I'm aware that there's no signage that
Well, he's
was.
going to put a sign on the door right now that says you cannot come back there.
Yeah, but you understand they can't invent restricted area as this is going along. They can't do that legally. This is,
Come on, man.
it's called
Why are we
right.
playing these kind of
It's
games?
called right to access.
Come on in here where you have right to access. Are advised that that's not right to access.
Yeah, but that's what they're telling me. I don't really know who these people are.
They're doctors.
He
Yes,
says he is, but I don't really know
they're
that.
doctors.
He doesn't
And that's
act like a
medical
doctor.
Facility. Come out here in the lobby.
I told you,
and
sir.
You can hang out all day long and record the walls all you want.
Threat of arrest, or if you educate them and leave, and then I'll leave.
Educate them. to
You'll,
what?
like, let them know that what I'm telling you is that this is considered image on here that identifies it as restricted area. Anyone can come back into this area and record, regardless of HIPAA.
I apologize.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Wanda's here now.
I apologize. I have to ask you, please. Okay.
Police handle. Yeah, we're already a step ahead.
I hope so.
I like to smile. Have a Merry Christmas.
Okay.
So as I was saying, like if you just acknowledge that this is considered public until they make it, sir, but it's not. It doesn't. That won't uphold in the court of law. I'm just trying to get you to admit that legally speaking, these people are in the
You
wrong.
cannot be back there because it's a HIPAA violation.
It is. It's not for members of the public because
Yes, it is.
the onus
Every
is.
time you go to the hospital or the doctor's office, you sign a HIPAA, right?
That's private.
HIPAA
That's
agreement.
a private. Yeah, I'm not a
This
patient.
is-
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's not private.
It is private.
Until they have
That
signs.
is a medical facility. You can hang out in here all you want.
That's a lobby, sir.
So I
This-
have
Yes.
Jason from corporate on the phone. He wants to trespass him so that we can get him out of the clinic because.
Hi, sir.
and he's
How you doing?
back there.
That door.
Well, I was just explaining to him. There's no signage. This
go.
door was
Come on.
wide open.
Sir, let's go.
I will leave. I was telling him.
Back there because the door is wide open.
What's your name? What's your name and badge number, sir? 29. And what was your first or
The
last
lobby
name?
right here.
Yeah, but this door was wide open,
Okay,
sir.
but you're being told now this is
Yeah,
limited
it's a
access,
public
so-
building, though, sir. It was not.
This is-
There's no signage that says I can't come back in here. So I'm trying to make. I'm trying to make that point to you guys.
Yeah, but it's now being told to you that that is
Yeah,
not
but
accessible to
good areas. They have to do that proactively. They can't. They can't do that. They can't do that reactively. Is that a lawful order, or you request it?
Lobby
Refused to leave
is
when Dr.
publicly
Haynes asked
accessible.
him. He's
So
standing
is
in
this,
the
unless they
doorway.
identify it otherwise. Is what I'm trying to say.
told.
Some people I never met before are telling me this. So it doesn't make any.
Let's go.
If I don't leave, what's going to happen?
You don't leave from in there, you're subject to trespass and subject to arrest.
And the only way I'm leaving is under threat of arrest.
Okay? You have to leave that area past that door.
Well, I'm just. That's what I'm disagreeing with you, sir.
Right.
Well, I asked him. I'll ask you if you could educate them that look, they messed up. They don't have the signs on the outside of the door, right? Wide open. I mean, anybody from Kingdom Come can just walk back in here. They can create their own privacy. The onus is on them to keep the private information secure. Which I mean, hopefully they don't have it just hanging.
I told them they're going to have to be addressed
Yeah,
right now.
I appreciate. I do appreciate that.
But
Yeah.
you're being told that's not an accessible area, so.
Well, I understand that. I just want to get hear from you that you understood that you guys are the one.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think you understand. So,
You need to leave.
or if you guys,
You just said you would leave if I educated you. I did. I told them
I,
to put a sign.
I'll tell you what. After you guys leave, within 5 minutes, I'll leave.
No, sir. Before we leave, you're more.
Well, that would defeat the
in
purpose.
lobby.
That would defeat
This
the
lobby is public. not
Otherwise, on the
public
door,
area.
marked.
That is not public area.
They could have just locked this door, sir. Obviously, it's not a big deal to them because they kept the door wide open for anybody. Just,
Well, that'll be addressed.
I appreciate that.
But once you're educated in the fact that that is no longer a public area, you have to abide by that.
Okay. We can go those two routes I said. I mean, I think the second one's reasonable. You guys leave and then I leave. Otherwise, I'll take a threat of arrest and I will leave under threat of arrest, 100%. I'll never be back here again anyway, so.
Because I had the door up because the patient was getting ready to leave and I had not had a chance to shut the door.
I'm, disagreeing, but
You've been explained though, correct?
you explained it to me. I understand perfectly what you're saying. Yes, sir.
All right, let's go.
Point on.
Okay. So if I don't leave right now, am I under threat of arrest?
Yes, you're going to be arrested if you don't come out of that room.
Right now. Okay.
Right now, because
All
you're
right.
being trespassed from there on. You can stay all you want right here.
Okay.
Past that door, you're going to jail.
Okay. All right. Understood. All right. I'll
You
come out
have
here.
ID so I can write down the arrest, the trespass.
No, I don't have any ID.
Well, I need your full information for the trespass.
No, you don't need that. It can be anonymous. Yeah.
All right. You're on camera.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. How you doing? All right, yeah, so,
Yeah, that part will be addressed.
Okay.
So that definitely shouldn't have, they should have a sign for our medical treatment.
Right,
Like I
okay.
said, the lobby area is 100% fine.
Okay.
So obviously if the door was wide open when you got here, that's not on you.
understand that. I just want them
Yes,
to
sir,
hear it.
but-
I want them to
but
understand.
can you do me a favor?
Sure.
I get it, right? I've seen a million of these videos. I get
Okay.
it. But no longer a public place, you're
Right.
supposed to say, okay, I understand, right? But
I see you're trying to be reasonable.
from City Hall, you're gonna hear, we respect it, right? We're not pushing you
Yeah,
out. But once you do get told by staff
Yeah.
that certain areas aren't, I think a reasonable person would say, okay, I understand. It's my bad.
Well,
It's
I'm glad
not-
we're having this conversation
Yeah,
because I don't have any
absolutely.
intention coming back here again.
That's
It's my
fine.
first time coming here. It's probably my last time.
The city cop is cool
I don't
place.
live in Apopka, so
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Sergeant Barry seems to want to resolve things in a way that pleases both sides. But as a law enforcement officer, I think he should act strictly according to the law. He claims that the area in front of the door is a lobby where citizens have full constitutional rights, while the space behind the door is restricted. But what proves that? Here, there's no sign, the door isn't locked, and anyone can walk in without obstruction. The sergeant also argues that because a staff member says it's restricted, it must be. Come on, that's not how the law works. This situation shows just how easily our civil rights can be violated in real life, so stay informed and stay alert. What happens when a calm citizen dares to challenge a police officer who thinks he's above the law? This video has the answer. On May 7th, 2024, at New Tampa Community Park and Recreation Center, a citizen was peacefully exercising his First Amendment rights with a sign supporting homeless veterans. He wasn't doing anything wrong, just doing what the law allows. But guess what? Here's the response he got.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
God bless our homeless vets. Please pray for our homeless veterans.
Extra staff because, I mean, not get the extra staff. We're not getting.
Good afternoon. How are you?
We're not getting that extra.
God bless homeless veterans.
What do you call it? No, we can't do the pavilion because.
Hey, how are you?
What are you doing, man? Here of all places.
Just spreading the message. Spreading the message. God bless homeless. Just spread the message. God bless homeless vets. That's all.
But why here? There's no one here.
There's the staff was coming in earlier.
They don't feel comfortable with you here.
Okay.
So, unless you want to get trespassed, there's no one even here.
I'm cool right here, man. I'm gonna stay right here for a while.
No, they want you gone.
Too bad for them. It's not their decision. Yeah, City of Tampa property. It's a public park.
No, but they can trespass you.
Well, if they want to trespass me, then they can trespass me. But I have just as much right to be here as anybody else.
Point, is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Well, now, what's the point of that?
We'll find out.
Yeah, but you have to understand, trespass rules are just that.
Okay, trespass, and I'll refuse to leave, and you can take me to jail, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Okay.
But you gotta give me a warning first.
I just did.
They want me to trespass?
Yep.
And what happens if I don't leave?
When I get them, they're going to come out here and officially say you're not allowed here.
And then I have a chance to leave.
And then I say, okay, you need to leave. Of course, I don't know why I have to go through all that, but
Are you
then
sure?
I write a trespass
Okay.
warning, and then I give it to you, and then
Well,
you
I'm not going anywhere unless I'm trespassed, because I have just as much right to be here as anybody else. But if they trespass me, I'll leave. Yeah.
See, that's a problem.
That's not a problem.
Listen,
This is
because
it.
I'm doing an investigation.
You're not getting my ID.
Ooh, what?
Period. End of story. You do not have a lawful right to my ID. It's a civil matter. You only get my ID if there's a criminal trespass. And I haven't trespassed yet.
Sir, it's fine. It's okay. I don't mind taking you to jail for a misdemeanor.
If they tell me to leave, I'll leave, but I don't have to give you my ID.
That's okay.
All right.
You don't have to get jailed.
Hi.
The only thing, you're not going to get any help here because I just have little children coming in. It's not like.
Not taking any stances. I'm just trying to spread the word.
Oh.
Although it's convoluted either way.
It's better that you're not because, like I said, I have. It's better if you're not here.
Okay, well, I'd rather stay here. You don't have the authority to tell me not to be here.
Do you want him here?
No, I don't. Okay.
So you're trespassing me?
Alrighty, sir. You've been trespassed from the immediate area. I
Okay.
don't want to really push the because I mean, what's not property line, but this is a community center, and that includes all the facilities here. About it, if you want to be here on the road, that's fine. You're not soliciting technically, but they don't want you on this property anymore, so this is going to be your official trespass warning, all right?
Understood.
After being trespassed by Officer Robinson, the citizen didn't stay silent. He fought back. In an appeal submitted to the city, Jeff Gray wrote, "On May 7th, 2024, I visited New Tampa Community Park to peacefully exercise my free speech rights with a message. God bless homeless veterans. However, Supervisor Linda Hall called Tampa police and had me trespassed for 180 days simply because she found my actions inappropriate. I demand this baseless and unconstitutional trespass warning be immediately overturned." His appeal is currently under review by the city. What about you? What do you think when even peaceful actions can be labeled as inappropriate? Wouldn't it be great if government employees simply acted professionally and did their jobs? But no. The problem is, many of them think they're above us, the taxpayers who pay their salaries. The following situation proves exactly that. A citizen visited the office of a U.S. representative in Brooklyn, New York to record and request public records, calmly and respectfully. But from the very first seconds, this is how he was treated, with complete disrespect and rudeness.
Hi. I'd like to do a FOIA request.
Sorry?
A FOIA request. Can you get somebody that can help me, please?
You cannot record me.
Can you get somebody that can help me, that feels comfortable with being recorded?
Turn it off and you can sign in your name and put in your address.
What do you think? Asking to turn off the camera and then immediately refusing to do the job because she doesn't want to be on camera. I mean, it's 2025. Being caught on camera is not uncommon. Cameras are everywhere. And yet, despite knowing she's being watched by the public, she still fails to demonstrate the minimum level of professionalism. Just now, you saw a government employee who works for the public but clearly has no spirit of serving the public. Now we have another employee, a higher ranking employee, but their treatment of the public is not much better.
Hello.
Hi, can we help you?
Yeah, I'm trying to do a FOIA request.
Can you bring that camera down for us? There's no need to record.
There is for me, ma'am.
What's the purpose, sir?
I'm working on something, and it's for transparency.
What is it?
I'm sorry?
What is it? What is your request?
You want to write it down for me?
Can you sign in for us?
I don't sign into public
Well,
places.
then, I'm sorry, we can't help you.
I wanna.
Sign in. Okay.
Right.
So we're anonymously recording you as well.
Cool.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a public office. I can request that footage. It's public information. So I can know who I'm speaking
What is it
to.
that you need? We're here to help you. How can we help you?
I was just wondering if I get your name before we continue so I can know who
What is your
I'm.
name?
Ev, nice to meet you. Are you gonna write down my FOIA request?
Yeah, I want you to. Thank you. Get him an intake form.
What's your title, ma'am?
Give him an intake form.
Yeah, you should be here, but you got one like you. You got one? Here's the intake.
Intake for what?
When we have a good construction, you fill that out, what you need. It's just an intake, just regular information. Then we can proceed to help you.
You can't help me without this?
We're gonna discuss whatever you want to discuss with us. Yeah, you have to see it and fill it out.
I don't know how to read or write, sir.
All right, so,
Is that what? No, I'm here anonymously, sir. I'm here anonymously.
Sure.
Okay.
Your information? Okay. So, can you fill this out so that we can have?
I can't read or write, ma'am.
If
It
that's
doesn't.
what you wish to share with us, that's fine. How can we help you?
I would like to do a FOIA request.
Then you have to put it in writing. These are the procedures in the office to release, and that's what's required.
A
Otherwise,
privacy release for what?
for us, if we can even request a FOIA request for you. Being cooperative.
How am I not? I asked you for your name and title. You didn't even want to give me that.
Sir, my name is Evelyn.
And I asked you for your, what is your title, your
And I'm the
position?
district-
Right.
And the best way I can assist you, if you can be compliant with this ask, the ask is very simple. We ask this of all our constituents. If you are requesting, you're saying a FOIA request, then I just need you to sign here or to at least give us the agency you want to FOIA.
I want to FOIA this office. I'm trying to tell you what my FOIA request is so you can write it down for me.
The ask. I'm asking you, what is the ask?
I want to request the name, title, and salary.
Okay,
And the budget.
okay. Where do we send that to?
Email.
Information.
I know, that's why I'm requesting
So
it.
you can find it online, it's public information.
That's why I'm requesting it, ma'am.
So that they can comply with that. What's your email?
Activism
Activism,
guy.
GUI? Okay,
At gmail.com.
at Gmail, okay. In the office.
Can I get a time, date, stamp copy for my records?
There's nothing to give you, you didn't fill out the form for us.
Fill it out, and I'm
If
here.
I'm gonna send you an email, how are you gonna read it, how are you gonna?
I have a lawyer that sits down with me and reads my stuff. I need a copy for my
I don't
records.
have anything to copy, I just.
Because you could just take it and
No.
not submit it.
You have it recorded.
Yeah, I would-
You have it recorded, it's your record.
I would like physical copy, please. Can I get a copy for that?
You're right, I can't do
I can't get a copy for my records? She's upset because I want to fill out a FOIA request anonymously? So what's the attitude about? Okay, so I'm going to take pictures and videos, then I'll be on my way, okay?
The printer is right behind, but they say they can't make copies for a FOIA request. Ridiculous. Maybe it's because people won't turn off their cameras or fill out their personal information. But honestly, those requests are completely illegal, so none of us should have to comply. I hope you learn your rights from this situation. Read up on the Freedom of Information Act, learn about your First Amendment, and know your state laws. When you know you have rights, you're less likely to be intimidated or misled. Record them, save the evidence, and share them publicly if necessary. There's power in transparency and solidarity. We don't need to get angry. Just be steadfast, sober, and have your cameras ready. Next up, we head to the Arizona Department of Child Safety, DCS, an agency facing a storm of criticism from people who've experienced the system firsthand. With just a 1.5-star rating on Google, the Mesa DCS office seems to have lost serious public trust. In this video, a citizen visits the office, not just to check the quality of their services, but to exercise her right to record. Will this agency respect citizens' rights or damage their image even further? Points, let's find out.
Hi. Hey, do you have any a specific form to do open records requests?
Is that camera on, ma'am? Because we do have a no camera policy.
Oh, okay. I mean, the law.
No, it is the law, and if you read the fine print there, so I'm going to ask you to turn the camera off.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna look that up. So, okay. Let me look that up. So, as you can see, that's a trespassing statute. But let me go ahead and fill this out.
But do you need to speak to or official business?
Yeah, just on my records request for the information.
So, are you going to fill it out and give that to us right now? Okay, awesome. And then after that, we will have to ask you to leave.
How come?
Because we can't have you in our lobby.
Okay, well, I mean, I obviously have business. I'm not just hanging out because I have nothing better to do.
Once you fill that out, though, we will have to ask you to leave. We just can't have anybody hanging out in the lobby. So, if you're not here for an appointment or official business, then you will have to.
A trespass. Freaking bizarre. Okay. Hi.
Yeah.
Possible to just get these forms without doing a formal request?
No, you would have to submit a formal request for all of those records. They're not housed here.
Oh, okay.
So again, ma'am, though, if you're video recording us, contact the police and have you trespass. That's the policy that we have stated here.
I mean, I want to document my process of what I'm doing.
Okay.
And just the public areas.
Other clients that are here on official business.
Yeah. Well, with all due respect, this is a public lobby. Privacy, I'm not here for that reason, obviously, but I'm just saying, I mean, you have cameras in here, I'm assuming.
We do not have cameras in here, ma'am,
I'm
because of
surprised.
privacy. You've been asked multiple times not to video record us. It's posted that it's policy.
Policy is not the law.
So with all due respect, you have been asked to do so, or you will be trespassed from our building.
Yeah, I know that you're wrong about that. Private areas, I'm not gonna go into your offices, I'm not
But
gonna
you're
do it.
videotaping our private areas and other clients that
You don't know what I'm videotaping. You don't even know if I'm videoing.
that are coming in here, and you're violating their right to privacy.
Well, they don't have any type of right to privacy in public.
They do. Appointment here with us here at DCS.
Pardon me?
You do not have an appointment here with us here at DCS. You can take that and have it notarized with a notary public.
Oh, I thought you could do it here.
We can, but you're asking for specific information.
They're just forms.
And we can go ahead and process that for you.
No, actually, I don't.
Okay, well then we can't process it for you anyway.
Okay, I can't just get a regular form?
I'm not sure what form it is that
It's
you're
just the incident report form. It doesn't have to be a specific name of a person, it's just the form itself. Form.
So I'm not sure what that would involve, ma'am. You would have.
I'd rather not disclose that.
Okay, well, again, without an ID, there's very little I can do for you.
Arizona's Public Records Act requires that citizens have access to records and documents owned by government agencies. However, there are exceptions to the law, which are records that are not made public to protect privacy or the public interest, such as records that are kept confidential by a separate law or regulation, records that concern personal privacy, records that could be detrimental to the public interest or the state, internal records, or incomplete records. Almost all records at DCS are essentially private records, but the records this citizen requested, including the incident report form and emergency response plan, are public records. But you see the reaction she got.
Category. Can I get your name?
No, you may not.
Oh, then you don't work for this. I'm not going to take any kind of orders from you because I don't even know if you work here. You can't tell me the truth. Can I get your name? No, I'm not recording. You work for, right, so I need your name then, please, upon request. You're not gonna give me your name? Then it's a good thing I can record then. You still have a duty to serve the public, especially during very sensitive times. You literally, especially you guys have no expectation of privacy whatsoever. These are so bad. All I need is your guys' names and we can just call it a day. I haven't been asked to leave. Ma'am, I haven't been asked to leave. And I just want your name so I know who to say. And you're not giving me your name? I just need to know their names so I know who to make my complaint against.
I don't even know that damn you. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. I have no intention of staying. I just want their names so I can finish. Because this is a public, I'm in the public lobby. I'm not, apparently. So all I want to do is get their names and go about my day. This is a sensitive thing. I like to document it for legal purposes, whatsoever.
I understand that, but for now, they're just gonna come another day when they're calm, when you're calm.
I don't understand why. That's pretty ridiculous. That's not necessary. They're not in danger. I just want their names. Hi, how's it going, ma'am?
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. What's your name, ma'am? I'm sorry.
Officer Evans. Are you doing okay today?
So I can leave. They just asked me to leave, and
Okay.
that's it.
All right, yeah, I'll get them their names for you. You just want to come out there?
Okay, can I just get it so I can have it documented so I don't have to? Because I want to know that's okay. I just want to know who I need to make my complaint against for our
Okay.
personal
All right,
issues.
well, I'll get those names for you and I'll write them down.
Like employees?
They don't have to. They don't want
They really do.
Okay.
So they have not.
Okay. Well,
Definitely.
hey, you seem like a nice person.
Yeah, no, I am, but I would really like their names first because they work for the public.
Okay.
I'm going to find out your name, and you do understand this is public
What?
Oh, you do understand this is a public lobby, right?
Right. Can we
Right.
just make sure light for trespass? Okay, sounds good.
All right. Yeah, I believe, but I will get their information. So, to be completely honest, so. Okay. Do you want to grab their name?
What?
Do you want to grab their name for me?
Well, I'm gonna wait for somebody else to get here just because you and I can.
Yeah, no, I'm not. There's no. I'm not. I don't want to stay or talk to anyone. I just want to get their names.
Do you want to go outside instead?
What's that? I just like to get their names.
Oh, and like I said, I would try to get their.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna take off then, I guess. So.
Fast, so
Okay.
take off, okay? We gotta get their name and information.
Oh no, that's okay. Am I being detained?
Yes, you are.
What am I being detained for? Opportunity to leave.
No.
Yeah, that is how it works. It is how it works.
Okay, so right now you are being detained.
All right, can you get a supervisor, Evans?
I will gladly. Do you want to just take a seat right here then?
Thank you. Oh, I'd rather just leave, but I can't leave.
I've already explained this to you. You're being lawfully detained for trespassing.
Okay.
If you're not choosing to listen to me, just taking a seat and identifying yourself. Okay, just.
I'd rather not. I don't want to identify myself.
Okay, but you are detained right now.
Okay. I remain silent, and I demand to speak to a lawyer for any more questioning.
So you're not going to identify yourself.
Fifth Amendment.
Unfortunately, the female auditor's camera was off at a critical moment, but from what I gathered, she was asked to leave the premises and given a ban from returning to the DCS office for a certain period. This situation reveals a troubling truth that some employees are letting personal feelings and internal policies override their constitutional rights. So if we don't speak up and protect our rights today, we may not have any rights to use tomorrow. Every time we are prevented from filming, our freedom is challenged. But each time we see more clearly what we need to fight for. Don't let basic rights be erased in silence and fear. Stand up and act for yourself and those around you. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. If you find this content useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to motivate us to bring more meaningful content. Thank you again and see you in the next video. You're welcome.